Here, DK the Aussie trader, and today we want to do a back test on the USD so the Canadian dollar. All right, so this is current price. The time is 6:39 GMT. All right, so I'll be using the replay tool to go back in time, and then we run through price all the way and see how we could have participated in this huge move downward. All right, so I personally did not take it. I think I was at lunch, so I missed that move. But when I saw that, no, there's something I should record for myself to watch later on, and for any other person who would like to learn. This is my recording of that. So, looking back in price, all right, we start from a Monday. We have quite a narrow range on Monday. So it's denoted by the yellow lines, Monday. And then Tuesday broke out of it, went back retested into the weekly level at that point. The orange ones are weekly levels. All right, so I think that's last 2 weeks level, and then it broke down from that level all the way here. All right, so this level right now is our previous day's low. It also doubles as our previous day's close. So it's a very key level that we are keen to take trades off. All right, so I go straight to the 5 minutes because the 5 minutes is where I take my entries from. Before that, let me go back in time. Okay, and then let's see if it remains there with the 5 minutes. Okay, excellent. It still remains there. Okay, so this is 8:55, so we can begin. Alright, so our trading day starts for the Asian session at 12, so between 12 to 3. So it began here at 12, between 12 to 3. One other indicator I use during the trading session is actually the EMA, so I'm going to turn that on, the EMA at 20. Alright, so let's go. Okay, so if I were to be trading the Asian session, this would be an interesting trade because price is reacting off the previous day's level, and it has given an order block that closes below the EMA. So this would be an interesting entry for me. Let's see how that goes. So that's a possible. Let's keep going. Probably go slower. Okay, yeah. So that's a possible 1:3. I'm always looking for 1:3s to close on. So that would have been a possible trade. But I don't trade in the Asian session, so you just let that go and then let price, move on. So it's playing around the previous week's low a lot. It's also a key level for us. All right. So anything above this, we should be wholehearted taking longs. Anything below this, we should be wholehearted taking shorts. In between is more of a risky trade, but yeah, anything could happen. So let's just sweep through price. The London session is quite choppy. Let's see. Okay, so a lot of energy when when the New York session begins. Realize there's a push up to the upside. This particular trade it looks good, but there are many times where it could actually flop just because it is in the middle of those two key levels. So I'll be more interested if I see this above here, like this bull bear bull somewhere around here and closing above it. That's a go for me. So another strong bearish, another strong bearish. So this was actually the news candle going so deep and leaving a gap here. Often when news does this, it comes back to fill in the gap before, if it's going to go up, it continues up. If it's going to go down, it continues down. But usually when you see a gap, price comes back to fill in that gap before its continuing move happens. Okay, so lower again, then the retracement upward. Realize all these prices didn't close below, they all closed above the line. All right, when it closes below, we are more certain of a downward continuation as opposed to this week's. All right, so wow, price goes back to clear both the gap and then all the way up here. For anybody who had put stop losses at this point, they will also be cleared out. Then back down, okay, back again to clear anybody with stops above here. So at this point, anybody who had taken a short initially may have been forced to, close their trade at this point. So let's see how it continues. All right, back lower again, back lower again. Okay, interesting. Now this is quite an interesting setup because it matches my entry conditions of this kind of order blocks. That's bearish, bullish, bearish order block. It's also below the EMA. It's also below opening price range. This, the deep orange part is below the previous days. But just because of the distance, just what 7 pips to another key level that it could bounce off of. And my stop loss is also what, around 6. So that's like 1:1. Not my trade I'm so confident to participate in. Right? I'd rather I have this setup below this line. Then I am more confident that the shorts are in the markets. I can join them and roll with price all the way downwards. So I'll particularly stay out of this trade and see if price gives me another opportunity. Okay, so it pierces this line. Let's see. Oh, that's a big one. That means that if I've taken this risk, I should be looking at maybe 1:2 by now. But yeah, we just target as a missed trade. Okay, this is looking more like bullish, bearish, bullish at this point again. But I'm not really enjoying the wicks on both sides. So I'll be looking to see something more bodies. All right, more bodies to the downside, and I know that okay, I can take this. Okay, that's actually a big one. So you realize that price is more, it wants to go to the downside more. And so this is a trade I can take. It is below this weekly level, is below the EMA, is below previous day, and it is, it's a strong downward trend. All right, so this is a rich trade that I can pick. Just keeping my stops above because of the wicks. It means it could actually wake up again. So I just leave it at that, and then we see how price flows afterwards. Okay, so downward again. Wow, that's a news candle. So the news candle at 2 o'clock on Canadian dollar. It's in line with our initial thesis for a downward flow of price. So it goes down with us and gives us a standard 1:3, and for anybody who holds on much longer, maybe to 50, because that's a round number. A person might have gotten 1:6. So it's all good. 1:3 is also a good trade. It's also a good trade setup. So that is basically how I could have participated in price action like this. Looking back, if I were to take this particular trade, it wouldn't be bad as well. Also, 1:3, cashing out whilst this trade is also getting in. So these are really standard trade entries for me. I missed this particular one, and I look forward to have something similar tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. A lot of these strong moves tend to retrace getting to the end of the week, and we've had shorts the whole week. So we'll be looking forward to see some sort of longs coming to the market Thursday, Friday, and I'll be ready for that. Should that come up too, I'll record a video and then upload for us to be able to follow along. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.